Let's get started. I'd like to welcome everyone to our 1387th regular Board of Fair Oaks Recreation and Park District Board of Directors meeting. Also our 8th virtual meeting because I've been keeping track. So we are going to begin with the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. And now we will do the roll call.
Director Carhart.
Here.
Director O'Farrell.
Here.
Director Mounts.
Here.
Director Tamani.
Here.
And Director Irwin said he will be a little late.
Okay. Next, we have the presentations, proclamations, and recognitions. So looks like tonight we are recognizing some staff anniversaries. Are you doing this, Mike? Or?
Yes, I am. Thank you. I want to just preference all of this with a couple of things. First of all, when we talk about Parks and Recreation, and Fair Oaks Parks and Recreation specifically, we look at our parks and our facilities, and that's kind of how people see our Parks and Recreation. But and those are physical attributes of our department. And we take care of those physical attributes. But what we have here in Fair Oaks are some amazing individuals. And today we want to recognize two of them. And they're both in recreation. And here's the key piece about recreation. If I just said recreation to you and what Fair Oaks Recreation and Parks is about, you would think recreation, a basketball court, a tennis court. You would think of a physical attribute. But what really is recreation? It's not a physical attribute. It is a personality. And there's two people that we're recognizing today that fully bring in their personalities and make the recreation programs what they are. And without those personalities and that dedication and the heartfelt pride that they have in their work, we wouldn't be the district that we are, and we wouldn't be as important to the community. These two people and their recreation, their stamp on recreation really, really makes the district and makes me proud to be a member of this district and an employee of this district. And I hope the board recognizes that power that they have, these people have in creating Fair Oaks Recreation and Parks. And our first one is Sabrina. Sabrina's been with us for 10 years. And that alone is an amazing feat since she probably started when she was 12 years old. But she actually started February 8th, 2008 with us as a senior recreation leader. And she advanced on to take on special events. And you might have heard some of the events that she's in charge of, including the Chicken Festival and Kidtopia and Country in the Park and Bounce America and just a variety of different things. She is so good at what she does. She has her she graduated from the event management school and she's certified in festival and events, a CFEA. So she's an associate with that. I've got a bunch of comments from staff and from the community that I would read, but it gets really long in reading those. What I want to do is show a word map for her. So I'm going to jump into that real quick. So I'm just going to pause for 1 second here and Are you seeing a word cloud there?
Yes.
Oh, great. You can see all those words, those praising words that have come up about Sabrina and who she is. We're lucky to have her as a district. We're lucky, the community's lucky to have her. I'm lucky to be able to work with her. She's putting on some amazing events. And Sabrina, if you're on, which I didn't look, if you're on, if you don't mind saying a few words, that would be great. I'm not sure if she's on. Is she on? Can someone see that? No? No, okay. Anyway, so 10 years of time. Our other employee that we're recognizing today, a little longer in longevity, but very influential person for our district. Katie started with our district, sorry. Katie's been with us for 15 years. And she's been everything from a recreation supervisor to a recreation superintendent, and that's what she currently is. She is the face of recreation for our district, and I want to really appreciate her for doing that, for being that face of our district. And she also has a tremendous amount of respect in the community. And I'm going to share her word thing. It's a little different. It's a little different, but still you can see the words in there. Beyond, always, and that's true, always. Fun person. She's driven, she's great, she creates friendships, she's positive. All of those attributes that we as a district hold true to us too, and she portrays out to the community. So I want to thank her for that 15 years of time that she has dedicated her life to working with us and for the community of Fair Oaks. Both of those employees, and Katie, if you're here, if you don't mind saying anything, but both of those employees are, I don't know what to say. I mean, they're just amazing folks and an attribute to the district. Katie, if you're on here.
I'm here.
All right. If you'd like to say a few things.
Thank you, Mike, and board of directors. Yeah, it's been an absolute pleasure to work here for 15 years. It feels like just yesterday I can remember my first day, which was sitting in front of a bunch of binders saying read up and good luck. So it's been quite the fun challenge, and I've learned so much at this district. I've had the fortunate opportunity to not only just do recreation, but to participate in the capital program, which has just been amazing and something that a lot of recreation professionals do not get the opportunity to participate in. I love the community and the friendships and the connections. I always said I picked Fair Oaks to apply because it reminded me of my hometown in the Midwest, and it's stayed that way this whole time, and it's only gotten better. So I thank the board and the staff. I couldn't even be where I'm at without the staff that we've had in all three departments. So I am just very thankful to have been here for 15 years, and especially this year to still be employed. So thank you so much.
Well, for me, Katie and Sabrina, I've been here the whole time that you guys have, and I know Ralph has too. And certainly we recognize contributions that both of you have made in many, many ways, different ways, but always in a very positive way. Hopefully we have both of you for years to come.
Thank you, John.
Ditto what John says. Katie, you've been the face of Fair Oaks Park Recreation and Park District for a long time in the community, and you're highly regarded. So congratulations.
Thank you, Ralph.
Yeah, it's always great to see your guys' faces, always smiling, always positive, and just in the brief time I've been here, I really appreciate everything you guys do. So thank you.
Thank you, Darren.
And I'll add my congratulations as well. I can't even imagine Fair Oaks Rec and Park without you and Sabrina. You guys are such an integral part to it. And so I always appreciate your ideas and your kindness, and I'm very happy that you're still here too. The great 15, and we hope there's many more to go with that too. So, and please share our congratulations with Sabrina too, because she is amazing when it comes to events. I mean, she's just the woman in charge, and she's so creative. So thank you.
She's watching on Facebook Live. She just can't talk.
Oh, she is. Oh, good. Hi, Sabrina.
Thank
All
you
right.
so much.
Thank you. Are those just those two, Mike?
Yep, just those two.
Okay.
And, just 25 years of service, making our community a wonderful place.
All right, well, we will move to item number 5, which is audience and public comment on non-agenda items. So if anyone has something that they would like to raise that is not part of our agenda tonight, please either raise your hand on the Zoom or on the button down the bottom on the attendee side, or you can post something in the chat box too. That would work. Trying to see if there's anyone else in here. I don't see anyone signed up for public comment. Do you have any person, Ian?
No, I don't see anybody else.
Okay. All right. Well, then we'll move to our next item, which is approval of the agenda. Is there a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved. Seconded.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? All right, hearing there's none, we'll move to the next item, which is the consent calendar. Is there a motion to approve the consent calendar?
So moved.
Second.
Are there any questions regarding the consent calendar? Okay, all in favor of approving the consent calendar?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay. Welcome, Raymond James. Glad you're
Sorry.
here.
I'll
That's
apologize.
okay.
Late. Thank you all for being so kind.
No problem. All right, so we are going to move to our formal agenda items, starting with 8.1, which is the monthly Fair Oaks Youth Advisory Board report. So thinking the board chair, Rachel Lee, would you like to share the report?
Yes. Hello, it's Rachel, the chair of the Fair Oaks Youth Advisory Board. For Fair Oaks, or for FOIAB, we had our last event, which was the Wicked Ghoul Triggered Food event. And FOIAB commissioners felt really good to be back out in the community and helping all they can. We will be participating in the holiday stroll event in December, passing out stocking goodie bags. One of our main discussions was finding fundraising opportunities and solicit donations for FOIAB. Because we can't run these big in-person events anymore, we're looking for ways to be able to fund future service opportunities. And some ideas that came up were like possible fundraising at our upcoming events, such as the holiday stroll. And one of our members is actually seeking out a bigger foundation to see if we can get any like sponsorships and advice for the fundraising. And we also have like a letter being revised to send out soon to find these solicit donations. Any questions?
No, I don't have any questions, but I wanted to say my family attended the Halloween event. I know Ralph was there too, and I thought it was excellent. So thank you very much for putting together such a great event.
So Rachel, have you thought about contacting FOVAC and getting a list of local businesses?
I'm looking into it.
And yeah, send a letter out to them.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see.
Okay, perfect.
Any other comments? All right, well, thank you very much, Rachel.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, we will move to our second agenda item, 8.2, which is a bond oversight committee update by the chair, Gary Jules.
Hope that unmuted it. Did it unmute it?
Yep, we can hear you now.
Good evening, board members. Thanks for having us. So this is part of our quarterly audit and review and update to the board. In the recent year, we had the resignation of Adria Walker, sorry about that, which was a little upsetting for us because she's a great contribution to the committee as well as the community. And subsequently, you've hired 2 additional committee members. One, Diane Storrow, and the other is Garrett McDermott. Both, I feel, are excellent contributions to the committee, the community, and based on their track record and we formally introduced them to the bond or the rest of the committee, and just outstanding representation of the committee. So thank you for electing those 2 additional candidates. As far as the audit goes, for the fiscal year budget of 19 and 20, we randomly, each committee member that was present randomly chose 2 of the line items on that budget, which totaled about over 200 pages. Quite extensive. We also reviewed the contracts. I think that might have been a little overwhelming. There's a lot of technical terms as far as the contract. I'm not sure that everybody's totally familiar with reviewing contracts, but we also received the invoices and the expenditures. Each person that selected the 2 line items was given a full month until the next board meeting to review all of those expenditures. There were no alarms. There were nothing that anybody had brought up for concern. And everything seems to be on pace with our responsibilities and duties for the oversight committee. The only thing I may recommend going forward is that we don't have to, but eliminate the contracts and maybe just choose a line item and review the invoices and the expenditures. Other than that, things moving forward, we did not have a meeting during the election. It was the election night, so we postponed that meeting until we'll do that this coming December. And that's about it.
Gary, have you been able to review the design plans, the 60% design plans?
Oh yeah, they're beautiful.
Yeah.
I love them.
It's exciting, isn't
Any
it?
improvement to the village, and I think it's in keeping with the tradition. I mean, I've heard multiple reviews and concerns of some people in the village, and unfortunate, change isn't always easy. But I think they're doing a great job, and it's really tough to see something on paper and to see the progress until you see a finished project. And I'm convinced with the people that have those concerns, I'm convinced that once the project is over, I think they're just going to fall in love with it. And I've been in situations in buildings and things like that, and you're always hesitant. Things look way different on paper. They're convoluted and sometimes in your own head of what possibly could look like. But it's still, paper is no true representation of what the finished project will be like. And I think a lot of those concerns will go away once it's completed. But it's 2 years down the road.
That's good to hear. I agree, Gary. Thank you.
Mike told me some good news, Gary, that the maple across the street from the brew pub has been spared, and I guess it's going to remain in the finished product. And
Oh, that's great.
that's a good thing.
That's good news. I love that. I love looking it out the window and seeing all the changes. The season changes.
Yeah.
Are there any questions from the board members for me?
I don't have any
Gary.
questions. I just want to extend my thank you for your time, the time that you spend going through the documents and really taking a close look at it. I know that's really important to me, having this oversight committee and just making sure that we're staying on track and really accomplishing what the community wants, and also staying within the confines of our budget. I think that's very important. And so thank you, Gary, for the time that you have put into it, and also to all of your other committee members too.
I will
Agreed.
I'll express
Yeah.
that as well.
Absolutely.
Thank you guys very much.
Thank you, Gary.
Thanks, Gary.
Okay, so our next item is item number 9, which is the 119th Fair Oaks Recreation Foundation regular Board of Directors meeting. And so in order to convene the meeting, we need a motion to convene the foundation meeting without adjourning our regular Board of Directors meeting. So is there a motion?
Make the motion to move into the foundation board meeting.
Second.
Oh, good. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay. So for foundation business, we have to approve the minutes from the last foundation board meeting that we had in May, on May 20th of 2020. And attached to the agenda are the foundation minutes. Is there a motion to approve the minutes?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of the last foundation meeting held May 20th.
Is there a second?
Second.
All right. And is there any questions or comments on the minutes from the May meeting?
None for me.
Okay. All right. All in favor of approving the minutes from the foundation meeting in May?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay, great. So now we are going to adjourn the Fair Oaks Recreation Foundation meeting and reconvene our regular Board of Directors meeting. But if we could please have a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
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 Aye. Any opposed? Okay, great. So we are now at board and staff reports. So we will start with items from the Board of Directors. So Director
Could I be the
Carhart?
first? I'd like to be the first because tomorrow marks 125 years since the first excursion train of prospective buyers arrived in Sacramento, and they came across the pass there, was now 80. They were met by dignitaries in Auburn and Newcastle, given flowers and fruit. They arrived in downtown Sacramento a year ago, 125 years ago tomorrow, for a reception at the Crocker Art Museum or Art Gallery. The mayor received them, read a letter from the governor, and the next morning they went up by train up to Folsom, viewed the brand new power plant and dam, which was just had begun to provide power into Sacramento. Then by carriage, they went down through Orangevale and viewed the various orchards and farms that had been developed there about 6 or 7 years earlier, and arrived in the town site of Fair Oaks on the bluff there, where they had constructed a temporary wood hotel, and they regaled that night, had a big bonfire on the bluff, and the next morning they went out and scouted their property. On the 20th, they went out and scouted their property to purchase. And within 6 months, there were about 600 acres of land cleared of oaks. It was a dense oak forest then. The only roads were cattle trails and wagon trails that followed the river, and began the process of creating the community we have today. So it's a pretty exciting time. 125 years ago, there was nothing here but woods and critters.
Wow.
Amazing.
Yeah, it really is. That's a nice presentation. I certainly do appreciate that. I mean, I've been here for 50 of those 125 years, but anyway, it's pretty cool to think about how our history has changed.
I've been here all 125 years. I remember that bonfire.
And you didn't fall off the cliff.
What year did you get bit?
Hey,
by the
Ralph,
vampire
was
yourself?
the hanging oak still, was the hanging oak just a young tree at the time?
I tend to call it the cantilevered oak to distinguish it from the gallows. But no, I have no indication that was there. But there's a wonderful history of Fair Oaks that was written in 1902-03 for the high school paper, which was the only journalism in Fair Oaks then, even though there was barely a school. And Stephen Kiefer, who was the surveyor that laid out the 3 subdivisions, the Fair Oaks City, the Fair Oaks Annex, and the Fair Oaks something or else that comprised the town. And he wrote a wonderful article, which I have condensed for the upcoming newsletter for the Historical Society. But he captured everything because he was here, he was doing it. He told the story of how everything got started, from the roads and the schools and the post office and the building of houses, the building of the water lines. And it's an incredible story. And these people came here and basically carved a community out of a dense oak forest. And it's just amazing. They got busy right away planting orange and lemon trees, olive trees, orchard trees for their own use. And like I say, within 6 months, they had 600 acres cultivated and a couple dozen homes built.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
So enough history for tonight.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Ralph. That was great. Director O'Farrell, do you have anything?
I do not,
Okay.
other than happy Thanksgiving to everybody.
Yeah.
Happy
Yeah.
Thanksgiving.
Director Irwin?
Yeah, just a quick note that Director Carhart and I have been very busily working in our subcommittee with design review, and it's been phenomenal. And I'm really excited for the directors to see all the progress that we've been working on. And we really, again, I'm really glad we formed this subcommittee because there's a lot of things that we've brought to the table and brought forward and made sure was known. So we really do get just an incredible park, community center, and amphitheater. So it's coming along really, really well. And we had a great meeting today, and we're at a really good progress point. So, want to applaud all of our staff who's been terrific, every single one of them, and making sure we have what we need. Our consultants have been really, really great. So it's been a pleasure to get to work on that.
That's fantastic. Thank you. Director Mounts?
No, other than just, wish everybody happy Thanksgiving. On a note that with the our subcommittee meeting with the I forget exactly what is the community arts committee that we met with. I don't know, was it 2 weeks ago? I think we're starting to get a really good grasp. I think they're starting to get a really good grasp on putting everything together on what the needs and what the most viable ways to move forward, not only for the community and the arts community, but viability of the revenue of what can be created with the different things that we're looking at. So it's good to see good progress there.
Very cool. Thank you. So I don't have anything for tonight, this month. So we'll go to items from staff. Jennifer?
Going through our financial audit right now. And Delinda, you will see coming to you the fraud form that we ask you to fill out every year. I just wanted to remind you that that's coming. And you should get a report from the auditor in January or February.
Okay.
That's it.
Is that the Form 700 you're speaking of?
No, they send us a form asking the board chair to talk about any potential fraud that they've seen throughout the year, anything that concerns them about processes and stuff like that.
Darn, I don't think we got any to report.
I think it goes to
What about
the
the trip that Mike took to Bermuda? I saw some, first I saw an invoice, I think a couple months ago. Should we report that or?
Oh, no.
Not if we get to go too.
jetting off to Maui. I don't know. Yes, thank you for the heads up, Jennifer. I will look for that email and make sure it gets returned to the auditor right away. Perfect. Thank you. Katie, did you have anything?
Yes, I have a few things. Want to let the board know we are working on new registration software for the district. We did just do this 4 years ago. However, Silverlight is going to be going out of action basically in a way that in which our current software will no longer be able to work. So everybody that is using Max Galaxy they are all doing the same thing we are and jumping ship to a different registration software. So we will be going with a software, it's called SmartRec, but it's owned by a company called Amelia. And we actually signed the contract today. It all falls in line with the same pricing. Actually, I think it's cheaper than our standard pricing that we budget for every year. So I actually know it's cheaper. And we're working with new credit card processor and all of that stuff. So in addition to that, part of the reason we chose Amelia is because they tie into 110% cost recovery, which is a well-known cost recovery software program and company that has helped park districts all over the US get in line with cost recovery from their goals, their values, and their strategies for moving forward in the future. So we actually will be kicking that off fairly soon with data collection from the previous year to years. And then in January, we will start joining in a cohort of other park districts in Northern California to educate staff on cost recovery and the categories, and eventually establish our categories, our values, and our goals moving forward for cost recovery and data collection. So we're very excited about that. Mike is very ambitious about getting that done. So we're going to get it done. I just wanted to remind the board, I'm not sure if you saw it, but we're doing a Thankful Fair Oaks campaign right now. The deadline to submit for that is this week. It's actually the 20th, which is Friday. You can find it on our website. We can also email you the direct link if it hasn't been emailed to you yet, but you have just a box on our website, a submittal process where you write what you're thankful for. And if you want to attach a photo, you can. And we're just trying to bring a lot of joy and gratefulness to the season in our community. We have a holiday stroll that's coming up December 11th. We did check with the county today. It will still happen even with moving to purple because our whole proposal is completely social distanced. You have to sign up as a cohort. Everybody's separated by a certain number of minutes. So we're very excited. That will be December 11th at Fair Oaks Park because there's adequate parking and space to safely close off and walk through with your family. So we're excited about that. That'll be in the evening starting around 4 o'clock, and there's more information to come because we sell out very quickly due to the limited number of space. So as soon as we post it, it will likely, as Delinda knows, sell out very quickly. But kudos to Sabrina. She put together a really great event that's still going to involve the community. So we're excited about that.
So Katie, does that involve the lighting of the tree? Are we gonna have the tree up?
We will also have the tree up. Might be stealing Mike's board item, but the tree, Sean set a goal of having the tree up and lit by December 4th.
Okay.
So the tree will still be up. I believe we'll also be putting some lights around some of the palm trees.
Okay,
And
great.
if the chamber were to be getting garland, we also always help participate in putting that up, but we're not sure if they're still doing that.
Good
So-
to hear.
And then internally, we will be having our Zoom version of a holiday party for staff, which is our holiday gathering and games. I sent an invite, I believe, today to the board and all staff. It's recreation versus parks. It will only be an hour, so it's not too much more time on Zoom. We'll play some fun trivia. Mike will have an opportunity to address the whole staff and the board on the year and what's to come in the new year. Hopefully 2021 will be even better. So that will be December 15th at 5 p.m. via Zoom. So you have that information. If you do actually want to participate and play, I just ask that you shoot me an email or call me or text me so I know you actually want to play. Otherwise, I'd hate to put you on a team and have you not show up. So outside of that, the recreation staff is participating in a CARE conference this week. It's a virtual conference put on by Region 1, which is Districts 1, 2, and 3 for CPRS. I'm the president of District 2. And it's only two to three sessions a day spread out so you can still get your work done, which is really great. But we're learning a lot about what other cities and agencies are doing to keep everybody energized, productive, and bringing in revenue during this closure time and COVID challenge. So only $20 to attend, so you can't beat that. So those are my updates, unless you have any questions for me.
So I did have one question actually with, obviously us moving back into the purple tier. Does that affect any operations or anything that we're doing as a district?
From a recreation standpoint, we're still able to do outdoor programming to an extent. Still following all of the masks and social distancing and hand washing opportunities. You can only have a program where you have a sink and soap available. So we're following all those protocols. So it doesn't affect outdoor recreation. I'm not sure if from an office standpoint or anything it affects that, because I don't work in the office
Or
anymore.
facilities or playgrounds or anything like that?
Oh, the preschool is still able to operate. All childcare is still the existing childcare, as long as you're following the sizing for the square footage that you have. We no longer allow parents in the classroom, which sounds harsh, but it's just for safety because there's so many different parents and all families look different. So there's just less exposure to the classroom. So yep, it's still happening.
It does slow us down a bit in terms of moving our programs inside. We're starting to prepare for that. That preparation now was just kind of stalled, and we'll re-prepare as we get closer to a possibility of a changing level for us.
Is there any testing that's done at the preschool?
There's no testing that's done at the preschool. We just follow our communicable disease program that we created when this happened, that follows the CDC guidelines for symptoms. We do temperature checks before they come in the classroom every single day. We do the questions to the parents about 3 questions asking about exposure to any family or any symptoms that they've seen. If they have a symptom of any kind that comes up during the day, the parent has to come pick them up immediately. The kid is isolated until the parent comes, and we follow all of those procedures. And then we've invested in a whole lot of safe bleach. Lots of bleach. If you walk in the preschool, you will definitely notice that it smells like a hospital in a good way. Very, very clean. Very clean.
Well, thank you, Katie.
Thank you.
All right, so we'll move to Sean. You have a staff report this month, Sean?
Yes, give me 1 second to get my camera up and running here. Good evening, Board of Directors. Sean Ventura, Park and Facilities Manager. Good to see you all again. I've got 2 short items, and as usual, I will try and be as brief as possible. The first item is just a friendly reminder that last board meeting, I asked for some direction, well, the staff asked for some direction on the detention basin at the Gum Ranch development. We're looking for board direction in where some creative ideas you may have for what we want to do with it, rather than letting it sit as just the detention basin, the water quality basin, rather, that it exists as today. So keep thinking about that. Let us know. We're waiting and hoping to hear from you on that one. After that, I wanted to just give you all a heads up, and I'm going to share my screen here to show just a couple of quick pictures. And I'm going to just do the entire screen and figure it out from there. Alrighty, so just a quick shot here. This is the retaining wall at our maintenance yard from previous employees who were there when it happened. This was installed in the late 90s, probably around 99. It looks like to me telephone poles. Moving on, you can see that it is in a state of disrepair at this point, just from the wood rotting away over time. Nothing really that can be done about that. It's just the state of the universe. I wanted to give you a heads up because it is becoming a safety issue for my staff, who would have to drive up to this angle to toss waste into this dumpster here. It's a heads up only at this point. I'm going to be looking for quotes on getting a new retaining wall put in. Of course, coming back to you all for approval when I get more information, but I wanted it to be on your radar before that happened. Whether the new retaining wall, if approved, has the same dimensions, or if we expand it to increase our capacity for updating recycling and waste requirements from the state and county. That remains to be determined. I'm hoping to get you some numbers and come back to you with more information for you to make a determination on it later. And that's, unless you have questions for me, that is all that I've got.
Any questions for Sean?
Thank you, Sean.
Yeah, thank
Thanks,
you.
Sean.
Thanks.
Of course.
All right, so our last staff member would be Mike. So,
All right. Well, thank you. And a couple of things here. The Monday, we took out the Italian cypress, Sean, is that right? Is that the right word? Tree?
Yes, that is correct.
It was about, I'm gonna guess about 75 feet tall, right in front of the mural. We hired a company to come in and take it out. It had to come down via, so it wouldn't hit power lines or it wouldn't crush the mural. And we needed to take it down so we could take pictures of the mural. And it was blocking the mural. So we took the tree down, and we had talked to Hugh prior to that, Hugh Gorman, the artist. And I wanted to make certain that the tree was not designed to be part of the mural. And he assured me it wasn't. So he was supporting us removing the tree. So we removed that tree. Monday, we will have a photographer come over to the mural, and he'll start taking pictures of it. And we'll start working on that reproduction of the mural for however that reproduction looks like. I will be coming back to you to the board with some kind of product of that mural reproduction that you asked me to do that was acceptable to the community and for display in our future facilities. But the first step, of course, is taking pictures, and I'm excited about our photographer. He is world renowned, came through some recommendations from Sacramento Metropolitan Arts, and I think we're going to like the product. I've seen some of his products, and they're outstanding. So we've got a good photographer. We're doing it right. We're working with Hugh on it, and we should be able to bring something back to you within the next couple of months on how we'll be reproducing that mural. So we're also, we have given notice to Hugh that the mural will be removed and asking him if he would like to take the mural or keep it. I did talk to him the other day, and unofficially he's saying, no, I don't want to do that. And so we're also getting ready to put a notice out to the general public, asking them if they want to remove the mural and the mosaic. I should say both of those things. So Katie is working on I don't know what the right word is, but you've heard it in your board meeting. I believe Joe Maloney even had discussed this. I think I see him on the meeting about chunks of the mural and being able to have people take them similar to the Berlin Wall. And we're working on that process and seeing how that might work. Again, we want to respect the artist. So we're working with Mr. Gorman to kind of figure out how best way to respect the art and the integrity of the art and doing that process.
Actually, Mike, that was Leon.
Was it Leon? Okay.
And Leon said that he'd buy the first piece for $1,000. Hold him to it.
Okay, we'll hold him to it. But anyway, so that's moving along slowly, but we want to be ready for it when we're actually ready to take the wall, the mural down.
Mike, what's the status on the mosaic? Is that going to be demolished at this point, or what have we told you?
Yeah, I did talk to Hugh again about that, and we were out there again the other day, and he really believes that we can get underneath that and pick it up. I have to talk to our bidding, the folks that are going to be doing our bidding, and ICS, and ask them to put that into the bid, at least an effort to try and pick that up. Now, I need to come back to you all and say, if we do pick this up and are able to move it, what do we want to do? You know,
Mike, is there steel? Is there steel in the mosaic?
He's
rebar.
Yeah, and again, he built this and he believes that it can be picked up. from basically underneath. And I believe if we give it an effort, we can see if that is possible. The contractor that we had said if they were to do it, they would have to come in from the top and pick it up versus from the bottom. And if they came in from the top, that cost obviously goes way up. And so that was that quote that we received, and I shared with you earlier for the cost to actually remove that. And again, with no guarantees. And so we really don't have a great answer with it yet, but I believe, and I guess the board should give me that authority to do that, but I believe that we can make an effort of trying to pick it up. I'm not sure how successful we'll be, but.
Can I say in front of the rest of the board what I kind of suggested to you when we were out there, that perhaps that can be moved or essentially slid more westerly, so it's out of the realm of the stage and in the ground in front of the stage, perhaps in the lawn or perhaps in the lawn and pavement. That would certainly be a much cheaper move if that could be done. And the other thought I had is it would seem prudent that we get this thing moved or out of the way before we have the general contract. Could that be done as just a separate effort? Get it out of the way so our big contractor doesn't have to mess with it?
I can check. I think the cost would go up to us. We would pay for that initial removal or effort to remove. Maybe we can bid it out in such a way that it's removal, and if it doesn't work, we're destroying it, I guess is the right answer.
I kind of like the idea of just trying to slide it out of the way, slide it a little west, if that would work. And if it busts up, well, then we're done. If it slides out of there, prepare a path for it and pull it to the west. If that works, problem solved.
Yeah, and the other piece just financially for that is, going to bid for that. If we have to go to bid, I'm not sure if we will. We would if we went to it separately.
But none of the options are going to work unless there's steel in that thing.
I know.
So if there's no steel in it, this whether you try to lift it or pull it or push it, it's going to crack and it's going to fracture.
Yeah, and we don't have any construction plans. I mean, we have Hugh who goes, well, it should be able to be moved. I made it so it could break away. So that he believes it can be moved. But
thank you.
Yeah, and so I'm still kind of working on that. I don't have a great answer for you yet. But if we were to put it somewhere in the park, it is critical that we discuss that, because it does affect the design of the park as well as some of the use of the park, because it's an uneven surface, and that uneven surface then reduces the amount of space that we have in the park. For example, people watching or listening to concerts or whatever in that part of the park. So it's not impossible, but we want to make certain that we make the right decision in that arena. So we did give notice to the tenants of the salon that the move out date is February 1. I do want to I want to publicly thank the board for their commitment to those tenants. You gave them an amount of money for move out. So when they finally do move out, we're giving them some money to assist them. We also gave them free rent. It was supposed to be for a year. A year was up in July. We're obviously going a little bit longer than that. You've been very supportive of those businesses and encouraging them to be successful. And I know that all of them appreciate that, because I've talked to them, and they've been wonderful. They've been very appreciative of what you have done as a board for those businesses. And lastly, we got, what's that? I'm sorry.
I remember when we did that the smaller footprint tenant that we gave up to a number.
Yes.
We were going to give up to a number. Are we ending, or have we given that full amount up to that number, or have we given a portion? Are we given a portion? What's happening? Yeah. What happened or happening with that?
Yeah, from the board direction, it was the full amount when they vacate the premise. And so the smaller one, which is the barber shop, they vacated a while back, and she wanted to. She asked to be able to go, and we said, yeah, you can leave. And so we paid her at that point when she left. And so the salon will stay probably until the first part of February.
That was like 10 or 15,000, right?
15 for the salon, yes, correct.
Thanks.
Are they planning, Mike, to relocate in the village, the salon?
Yeah, they are relocating. So she found it. She found a site, and that was exciting news for that. And the barber, she was having a baby. Her life is changing, so she was changing directions. So
I heard that there's a potential buyer for the ice house, and he was contemplating carving it up into space, possibly salon space.
Oh, where's the ice house? Where's the ice house? I'm not familiar.
Sacramento Street, right next to there's 2 auto repair places on Sacramento Street, just up from, not far from you.
Yeah, I know what that, yeah.
Right.
Okay, good. Yeah, I didn't get the location of where she's going, but she does have a location. She
We're
said-
moving into that old forest location, right there on Bridge. You know, where there was an old florist sort of, I don't know how to explain it. I guess kitty corner of the auto dealer.
Yeah, that was in front of the Fair Oaks Planning Council when I was still on it, and I thought Leon owned that property, but I'm definitely mistaken, because that was going to be entitled to take that building down and create an entirely new structure. And I thought it was like a restaurant or some kind of a food market. Do you remember that, Ralph?
Was that it? No, I don't know. I was going to ask if anybody recalled if that was an old gas station. I don't know.
It seems like it could have been. The only reason I know is I go to John Castillo, who's in the salon there, and that's what he told me last week when I got my haircut, is that's where he's moving.
Oh.
I'll do a little research between now and next meeting.
Yeah.
You want a full report.
And
That's what you asked for, Raymond James.
Yeah, full historical analysis.
And lastly, I know that Ralph and Raymond James were both at the meeting where it may not seem the most exciting thing in the world, but it was very exciting to me, that we have worked out the right-of-way issue with the parking area in front of the clubhouse and the triangle land on the other side of the parking lot. We still have work to do, but we're going to get the go-ahead from the county to go forward with the plans and simultaneously finish up the right-of-way work, and then reestablishing the boundaries or the survey for the entire park and making it one unit. So that is great news, and it is 3 years of work, and I'm happy to be able to have that thing moving forward in a positive direction. We actually we'll be using a right-of-way consultant to help us get through this process, and it will get done. It's still probably a year to a year and a half away, but it's going to get done, and that's pretty exciting.
Excellent.
That is exciting. That's great.
Yeah. And that's 50 years of work. I'm not kidding. That is 50 years.
I believe it. All right. Well, if there are no other items, we'll move to adjourn our meeting to the next regular meeting on December 16th at 6 p.m. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Second.
All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? All right. Okay. Well, thank you again, everyone, for joining us for our 8th virtual meeting, and hopefully we'll see you all next month.
Happy Thanksgiving and
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
happy 125th to Fair Oaks.
Yes.
All right.
There you go. Good call.
All right.
Champagne around, right, Raymond?